So if you're like me, you may have gotten some beautiful poinsettias for Christmas, but Christmas is over. So what are we going to do with them? Are we going to toss them or are we going to keep them? My answer might surprise you. I'm Marlene and welcome to my home and garden channel. So now guys, let's go ahead and take a look to see what we're going to do with these poinsettias. So let's get some background on these beautiful flowers called poinsettia. They actually belong to the family Euphorbia, and it's a very large plant family. They are tropical and they come in such beautiful colors, mostly red, which is my favorite. I've seen pinks, I've seen whites, I've seen peaches. I've even seen some variegated ones, like they're striped or have spots on them. So there's so many of them. The surprising thing about this plant though is that the red part that you're seeing there, those are actually leaves or bracts. And the center is where the flower actually is. And there is no need for petals on this flower because the bracts are so large. That's what attracts the pollinators that would come by. So the reproductive parts are still there, so the plant can of course continue on. As you can see how beautiful and lush these are. I just love to use them all over in my house, in my kitchen, in my living room. You know, depending on the temperature where you are, you can also put them outside, which I usually do at the first part of the season because I get mine usually right after Thanksgiving. And you can see they're gorgeous right there. And I'll keep them there until it gets really cold, you know, like above 60, because they do well at 60 to 75 degrees. And I'll keep them there at that point. Once they have started to get a little bit older though, you'll notice that the flowers will fall off, which is standard for any plant. You know, the flowers are going to fade after a while, so this is really no exception there. And at this point, you'll have to kind of double down and, you know, give it some extra TLC. Of course, you can feed it if you want, you know, with some plant food. But the main thing is to keep watering it. You don't want to overwater or underwater. So you want to make sure that your soil has properly dried out, that the leaves have not got to the point where they're drooping from dryness. And you'll just go ahead and water them and make sure that you don't have any little, you know, ear spots here or there. That's typically what I do. And they do so well when you water them the right way. When you are watering them though, you always want to make sure that you take a look and check in the sleeve, because these leaves are really pretty, they're very festive and everything, but it holds the water in there, so you have to make sure that you are draining the water out from there. You can keep it in, you know, the original container if you like, with a saucer, you know, something that's very pretty and attractive as well. Or, you know, you can just put them back in if you like. And just make sure that that part is handled. So you just, you know, take your leaves or any other debris that's out there, you know, make sure your water, you know, you pour it out, and then you just go ahead and have it added back in there for as long as you like. The next thing is you'll want to just clear off any leaves that fall, you know, make sure that you take those off because they can attract mold spores, and you might see like a white film on top, which could be mold, or even other colors might pop up there. And then if we're going to go ahead and preserve this plant, once it's coming down to the last part, as far as the colored leaves go, you'll want to go in and get a clean pair of trimmers, or clippers as I call them sometimes. You wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol to make sure that it's clean, you know, so you don't have any disease spread from any other plants. And that is the one that I use, and I'll link that below for you as well. You can get those on Amazon. And you're going to go in and you're going to cut it about 4 to 5 inches above the soil surface. And then having done that, the plant will be able to survive. Bear in mind though that, you know, they are producing that white liquid that you see in there, and it can be quite a bit. So when you cut them, you want to make sure that you maybe allow a week or so for it to callus over, as they call it, and then you can go ahead and plant it wherever you like. You can always put it in a larger container, but make sure that you get some really good garden soil from your garden center, one that drains really well. And you can put it in there if you're fortunate enough to live in a tropical area like my homeland of Jamaica. You could just put them directly in the ground and they will be fine for you. So that's something you'll want to, you know, do at that point. And just watch it over time, you know, water it, feed it if you have plant food. And at this point, you'll notice that the leaves are going to be all green. You're not going to get any red leaves at this point because that time of year has passed. But if you like them, you can always keep it inside your home as a nice house plant, because it's gonna branch and look really, really pretty for you. So that's one option that you have there. And if you've never subscribed to my channel, I just wanted to take a moment to say, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap on the notification bell for all of my garden topics. If you want to have a beautiful garden or you just want to maintain the one that you have, then this is the channel for you. And this is just a look at some of the videos that I've done in the past, so be sure to check those out when you get a chance. So now comes the part where we have to make the decision as to what you're willing to do. For us to get this beautiful color at Christmas again, later in the year, there are some things you'll need to do. And the main one is, apart from just the regular maintenance, they will need darkness. And they actually have to be kept in the dark from 5 p.m. until 8 a.m. wherever you may be. And there can't be any light in that area. Because if it gets exposed to the light, then it's not going to trigger the hormone that causes those red pigments to come out. So at this point, you have to decide, is this worth my time? How much did I pay for them? Is it sentimental? What's the real reason to hold on to it? Me personally, once they have gone all the way down, I basically just toss them and I'll get some for the following year. We only paid $1.98 for these. They were on special the day after Thanksgiving at my local garden center, so I was fine with that. You know that I typically don't throw my plants away. I do everything to keep them, like I did with this chrysanthemum here. So if you still have yours, I'll put a link at the end as to where, that video where you can see how to keep them going. Now this one right here, as you can see, it's pretty much at the end. It's lost a lot of leaves, most likely due to either over or under watering, or it could be a case where it could have been exposed to a heat vent, or maybe cold coming in next to a doorway or something. So, that one might be an easier decision for you. But, you have to decide what's going to work for you. But they're just so beautiful. So it's something to think about. And, I certainly hope that this, gave you some, idea as to which way to go in that decision. They're beautiful plants and they will last for a while if with the proper care. So just enjoy them for as long as you have that red color there. And if you want, you can just trim them back like I said before, and you can enjoy them as a beautiful green plant year after year inside your home if you don't want to go through all of those steps to get them to be red again. But they're certainly gorgeous. I absolutely love them. I thank you so much for watching. I do hope to see you in the next video, and I wish you all the very best for the rest of the year. Take care and have a wonderful day. See you soon.